Hi, this is Taxi Vlog 384. It is now about 3 in the morning, and I'm still reading Seeds of Earth. I've got maybe 150 pages to go, and I'm enjoying the book for the first time in a couple of weeks because I've been busy. The week of Christmas, which was last week, and the week of New Year's, which was the week before, were both very busy weeks. This week, it's the night before New Year's. It's now the morning of the 31st of December, and you know, this week has been strange in that I came out on Monday night, and it was quiet. It was quiet, really quiet. It took me, you know, nothing happened before 10 o'clock, and then after 10 or 11 or so, it started to get busy. Got my lease on just around midnight, and then I was busy all morning, or relatively busy all morning, and did really well. I'm using my phone to record this because I left the camera at home, and the camera batteries are not really reliable anymore. I'll see if this vlog works using the phone. It also has a really bright light on it, which is shining right in my eyes. So hopefully this will bring enough illumination to the video. What else? Well, then it got busier in the morning, and I did quite well. Even though I didn't have a run to the airport or anything, I was able to bank like $150, which was good for a Monday. Now, Tuesday had me worried also because it was really dead again before 11 o'clock. But I got my lease together by just after midnight, and then again, I was busy in the morning hours. It seems that people are taking the time off and they're not in a rush to head out. And they're visiting friends and family, and some of them are going out, but they're not in a hurry to go out and party. They just get out there when they get out there. And since they're spending time at friends' houses, they don't have any time when places close to worry about. Other thing is, as the night goes along, other taxis go home. So it's like a war of attrition where everybody... they sort of drop off like flies, and towards the end of the night I can end up doing pretty good. So 2 mornings in a row I banked quite a bit of money, which was nice. Now it was tonight. I had received a phone call just before I woke up, but I have my phone on silent so that I don't have to hear it and wake up to the phone ringing. So there I was, the phone rang, and I got up, and then I checked the phone just to check, because yesterday there had been a call from our taxi office to my phone, and then by the time I called them back, they wouldn't answer, or they answered, but everyone had gone home that wasn't doing dispatch, and so I didn't know what the call was about. This time I got the phone on just minutes after the call got to me. So I called the office and found out that it was about a charge that I had a couple of weeks ago. I think I even talked about it in one of these vlogs where the guy, anyway, the customer had a little Christmas party and they were charging it to his company. They were charging the fare to his company, and the people in the office who was doing the accounting were kind of worried and nervous because the account number wasn't stamped on the chit. It was written in. And it was written in because we didn't have the stamp. It was a Christmas party. Anyway, I had the trip ID on there, and I had the where the trip originated and where it went to and everything else. So everything was done properly on my side. So I spent 20 minutes on the phone talking to this woman, getting that sorted out. So then I got ready to go to work. When I go to work, seeing as I'm diabetic, I have to test my blood sugar. And the meter was not working. It wouldn't test my blood sugar, so I walked to the taxi and then drove to the pharmacy where I went and had to get a new meter. And well, we thought that the batteries were dead, so I went and bought some batteries to put in the meter, because I use the meter a lot. I have to use it 3 times every shift, once at the beginning, once after 4 hours of work, and once after another 4 hours of work. So to make sure that my blood sugar doesn't go low, and if it goes low, then I can't safely drive. So then I have to eat something or take a glucose pill, and I got glucose pills on me at all times. Okay, so here we are. I'm supposed to start work, and this guy is dicking around with the meter, and he even put the batteries in backwards when we put new batteries in it, and it still didn't work, so we had to get a new meter, and they're free anyway, because this was a replacement for the one. When you buy strips to test your blood sugar, they give you the meter for free as long as you buy the strips. So it's like the meter's about $80 if you just buy the meter without the strips, but a pack of like 100 strips is like, you know, $80 or something like that. So they throw the meter in, and I have to go every 6 weeks or so and spend $80 to get another package of strips. And when the meter isn't working properly, you're wasting strips, and it's just like throwing money away. Well, the whole thing is throwing money away anyway. But they want to make sure that I'm safe, so that even though my blood sugar never goes low anymore, I digress. Anyway, finally I got out of there. It was about 7 o'clock. And when I got to the cab, one of the headlights was out. So I did the old tap the headlight to turn it back on, and it didn't come back on. Then I got a call. So I went to get the call, and I arrived at the place, and there was nobody standing there, so I phoned the guy, and he said, oh, well, we got into a cab that we thought was ours. Okay, fine, good night. Right. So now I had to go back to the store and get a headlamp to replace the one that was dead. I even have the bulb here. And I know you can't see it very well, but the filament is broken in there. It's broken, so it's no good for nothing. So I just leave that in the glove box so that the owner can see that I'm not bullshitting when I give him a bill for a blown headlight. Okay, so I think it was 7:30 by the time I was ready to work again, and it was 8 o'clock by the time I got my first fare. It took me till just after midnight to break even, to break even, and now I've got maybe, I don't know, $60 or $70 over that. I've got, that light is bright. I've got 3 hours left to work. So, you know, I should do okay, even if nothing's happening at the moment. I will get back to my book. I've looked at all the YouTube videos that I'm subscribed to already, and yes, Seeds of Earth is good. I'm getting through it. I think I'm going to be reading another book the next time that I vlog. Now, this is the 31st, the morning of the 31st. So tonight is going to be New Year's Eve. Okay, I'm going to go home, and I'm going to eat something. I'm going to drink some whiskey, and I'm going to go to sleep. Maybe watch a movie, go to sleep. Wake up in the afternoon and come back to work. Work New Year's Eve. I'm going to do my usual, don't accept trips that are too far, and don't accept trips that are too old. They got to be nearby and fresh. Then I will do them, and I will maximize my earnings by having people in the car as much as possible instead of driving long distances to go find people who are not there, and so on and so on. I'm not sure if this video is going to work very well. I've never done a taxi vlog with a phone before. This is a first. And it might end up being a replacement for that camera and batteries and stuff, just because it's easier and because I have the thing with me at all times. Yeah, that's it for tonight, just about. Like I said, it's going okay. I'm not going to vlog tomorrow because it's going to be New Year's Eve. It's going to be too busy. Friday night, the night of the 1st of January 2016, I will be vlogging again probably and let you know how the New Year's Eve went. And of course, the night of the 1st should be an anticlimax, even though it is, you know, Friday night. I think everyone will be hungover and puked out by that time. Anyway, so I'll get back to you right about here and let you know how it's gonna go or how it went. It's New Year's Day. It's 6:24 in the evening. I worked New Year's Eve. I came out and immediately it was trying to send me to a trip that was not all that nearby. So I rejected it, and then I received another call which was nearby, and I took it. And as the night went on, I tried to do things that were nearby and fresh, even though a couple times I did sort of like fool myself into doing some fares that were further away and older. But for the most part, before midnight, I got away from everyone. I think there was only one I didn't get away from. And the tips were generous, and the business was busy, and I ended up with I think $50 an hour for the first 6 hours. Then just before midnight, time had miraculously passed quite quickly. Just before midnight, I got sent to an apartment building close to downtown, and I called the phone number that was on my display here, and there was no answer. So I thought, okay, I'll wait till after New Year's. Then of course I started hearing all kinds of noises going off, so the clock had ticked over midnight, so it was suddenly 2016. Why does my nose start running as soon as I start vlogging? It's an old complaint, yes, I know. And I'm not the only one who suffered from this affliction. Yeah, so I called again a few minutes after New Year's, and there was no answer. So I said, okay, no load, and drove downtown. Then I received a call back. I got a call on my phone, and it was from the same phone number to which I had called just a few minutes before. And, you know, I said, yeah, this is a taxi. And she said, are you outside? And I said, well, not anymore. I called you twice and you never answered. I'm right downtown, but if you're still at whatever the address is, I'll come and get you. How soon can you be here? Give me a minute and a half. So I was there. And when I arrived, there was this girl who was saying goodbye to her friends, and she came out to the cab and said, I need to go to Oak Bay, but first I have to go to McDonald's. I go, McDonald's? Okay, there's one just a couple blocks from here. So I took her to the McDonald's and I asked her, do you prefer going drive-through or do you prefer going into the restaurant? And she said, I'll go in. Do you want anything? I said, well, I can't eat McDonald's because of my diabetic condition. But if you can be so kind as to get me a cup of coffee since you're offering, sure, that'll be fine. If you can get me a cup of black coffee. Well, I wait there for a while. I think it's about 5 or 6 or 7 minutes. And she finally comes out with a bag full of McDonald's stuff. And when she gets in, she tries to hand me a burger. And I said, I'm sorry, I can't do McDonald's burgers, and I'm not hungry right now. Sorry, you know. I appreciate the thought and everything, but you know, a black coffee would have suited me a lot better. And then suddenly she says, which way are you taking me? I've never gone this route before. And I say, well, you did say you want to go to Oak Bay Avenue, correct? She said, yes, Oak Bay Avenue. And I said, well, I'm going to turn left here and go up Johnson towards Oak Bay Avenue. And she says, well, let me get my internet. I'm going to have everyone that I know track you on Facebook, taking me the wrong way home. And I said, well, you didn't even give me an address. If you could give me an address, I could take you there. So she gave me an address which was in the part of town known as Oak Bay, but it was nowhere near Oak Bay Avenue, to which I was heading. And I said, oh, well, that changes everything because you asked to go to Oak Bay Avenue. She said, well, if you haven't noticed, she gave her address, she gave my street, is in Oak Bay Avenue. No, it's in Oak Bay. Oak Bay Avenue is a separate avenue from the avenue you are telling me you are going to. And they are not in the same place. And she says, well, yeah, you know, you cab driver, you can just rip off people and oh, fine, take the long way, I'll pay, fine, take the long way. I'm a veterinary medicine student, as if that had any relevance at all. And she said, and my dad's a doctor, and my mother's a lawyer, and all of my relatives are rich and successful doctors and lawyers. And you know what I like about them the most? They have a lot of money. I'm saying, oh, okay. And she says, and asshole cab drivers like you get paid a mere pittance by your company. At that moment, I pulled the car over, and I said, calmly and politely, get out. Oh yeah, gladly I'll get out, and I'll tell everybody what a rip-off you are. As she was getting out, the door was open. Her McDonald's stuff was in here. I threw it at her. Drinks and all went splat right over her. You don't be fucking rude like that and disrespectful. I don't care if I'm a shitbag cab driver. You don't be treating other human beings that way. I don't know what the world has come to, but it's only the last couple of years I started getting wackos like this at Christmas and New Year's, but now the New Year's is done. She was my first customer of the new year, and I said, after she was gone, may every other customer in the year 2016 be a lot better than her. And so far they were. I had a good night aside from that one bitch. And if not for her wasting my time, I would have topped $600, but I was short of $600 by maybe 10 or 15, something like that. I counted it a few times. It's around there. Steady $50 an hour all night long, except for that half hour or so, that 45 minutes after New Year's. Well, that was it. I had a good success. I'll be able to buy some scotch tomorrow. And I'll be able to get some groceries tomorrow. But tonight, I have to sit and wait for something to happen. And I predict that it's going to be dead. Let's see what my position is now. I was 6th when I booked in the zone, just before I started talking to you. I'm now 5th. Oh, it's going to be a quiet Friday night. It's going to be very quiet. Well, there won't be much to report in the morning, but I can always come back and tell you how quiet it was. Alright, so I'll say that right about here. I hope I got this thing framed properly this time. Hopefully I'm not at the very bottom of the screen. It is now almost 2 in the morning on the morning of the 2nd of January 2016. I'm trying again to record a vlog with my phone, as I did the first part of this video. Well, as busy as New Year's Eve was, that's how quiet the night after New Year's Day has been. Fortunately, though, I did have some longer fares, and I've got my lease on. My lease of $145, that's how much I've got. Friday lease is higher than the other days of the week because arguably Friday is usually busier. But when it is the day after New Year's, it's more or less break-even time, and that's it. In the next 4 hours, who knows what I'm going to get. I've had nothing for about an hour. Let me check that for a second. If I can read with this light shining right in my face. That says 12:56. So yeah, it's been about an hour since I had my last fare. Am I first or second here? I am first! I am first in the zone of 68, which is my preferred zone to sit in. Well, what can I say about New Year's so far? I'm still kind of tired from working New Year's Eve, and my weekend, I don't really have much to do on the weekend except to add up all the trips and how much I made from all the trips and how much I spent on fuel and leases on the car for the month of December. So I have to do that this weekend. Other than that, I have to buy a few groceries, get a bit of whiskey, wash the dishes, and that is all. The rest of the time I'm going to be watching videos, or actually I'm probably going to go over to Cindy's tomorrow and help her with her rabbits. Oh, I got a trip. What do you know? Well, I'll tell you what, Happy New Year and all, and I hope yours is better than mine. If nothing really memorable happens, I'll talk to you next week. Did I say I hope yours is better than mine? Yeah, well, that's pretty much what I mean. Gotta go get this call.